And so I have to look for the benefit in what happened, and that's exactly it. It is, why do I assume that something can only happen once, that it can happen through me, but it can't be who I move here as my everyday self. So I think that's our next step, which is still the same thing that we've been talking about. Why am I not going to be different tomorrow? Why is tomorrow going to be predictably the me that everybody expects, instead of what I could awaken into, what I should awaken into, what I should realize, and how I should be here? Why am I not going to be that tomorrow? What has to happen for me in order to experience a release from the identity, the personality, the ego, the beingness here? So what holds us in place, and how do we transcend that without causing an unpleasant disruption for others? Is that what the blockage is? Is it a fear that we're going to be a destructive or disruptive experience for others if the truth of ourselves, if the truth that would set us free is something that we shift into, an opening, an awakening that makes who and what we were before that irrelevant and meaningless, because it wasn't anywhere near what we could have been here. And so if we can still become who we came here to be, if we can still realize the potential that we came here to realize, then if we do, can we move into it through a state of grace, through an experience of kindness and compassion? Can we be what holy men and alchemists and shamans wish for themselves, wish that they could transcend into? Can we be that which every enlightened and divine and transcendent embodied consciousness ever was? And can we be for ourselves what they wish we could open up to and experience like they did? We just have to say, okay, I'm ready. Yes, yes. Whenever it's available, yes. Whenever the experience of awakening can happen for me, it's a yes. Even though I might be 99.9% no on that, I'm saying yes. And I'm choosing to open to a bigger yes. I'm choosing to open to the point where my yes is causative, where my yes is transformative, where my yes allows me to open and be free. So continue in your yes for yourself. Notice the no that you are, but continue choosing the yes that's possible, the yes that moves you, the yes that shows you the way of your own enlightened path, your own sublime truth, your own expression of wonder, your own inspired relationship with the world and the universe. Your role as the transcendent version of you, that which is free, that which is blessed, that which is causative, that which is able. Surrender to that. Surrender to the truth of you and be free. Let it happen. Put your awareness on choosing to open and allow yourself to be transformed. Allow yourself to have that experience Allow your experience of yourself to be transformative. Feel what it is to be in a state of flux, like a burning campfire, and you're the wood, and and you're freely floating away as a gas now, unencumbered by seemingly the laws of physics and gravity. You've become something so free that consciousness doesn't know how to track it. Human consciousness doesn't know how to track it. So how much and how completely and how permanently will you allow yourself to be transformed? How much change are you willing to experience and have? How much are you going to allow that to be done to you by you don't know what? Because you're lost, because your consciousness is fearful and confused. So how can that consciousness know what the truth is that will set it free? It can't, because it's not free. But you have to trust that whatever it is that can free you has a benevolent disposition towards you. And so if it's someone else, if it's something else, if it's a higher self, if it's any of the named beings that supposedly have powers and abilities and miraculous experiences as who and what they are, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to identify it. Identification is the problem. It's what stops the experience from happening. It's what stops you from being you. Stop identifying and start experiencing the transcendent way of being, the transcendent way of expressing, by allowing the transcendent to express itself to you in your experience of your own body, your own mind, the total experience of self. Allow yourself to experience that in a transcendent way, no matter what your experience of self is, no matter what the blockages and limitations are. You experience them as a magnificent story that just ended with a happy ending, one worthy of a fable that will be forever retold in time to everybody else that is in the process of choosing to be true to themselves and true to others. So at some point, you're going to have to realize that my words aren't what's going to change you, and they're not what's going to change me. They're just requests for you to have that experience yourself, for yourself. Because it's your experiencing of the transcendent, of the universal, of the eternal, that will cleanse and clarify and clear up the experience of being you. And that's what you want. Take a divine shower, wash all the confusion and lies away, so that what's left is the eternal you, the universal truth of yourself. So let that happen. Say yes to that experience for yourself. Request it, and then open and receive it. Let your transformation begin now. You control it completely by your willingness to receive it, so don't worry. You can say no anytime you want to. Just start practicing saying yes and receiving everything that you're willing to receive. If you get stuck in a feeling of pain and solidity and unconsciousness, just realize that you're identifying too much with it. Embrace it intimately and eternally, but there's no need to hold on to it and figure it out. You just have to feel it until it dissolves, and it will dissolve. Feel it and let it go. Let it be free. There's no reason to fix it. Fixing something is damning it. You give it its freedom. You allow whatever comprises it, whatever the consciousness, the thoughts, and the ideas that created it, you allow those to move into free expression again. Because that blockage, that barrier, that limitation is no longer needed for you. So all you have to do is touch it and be free of it. But touch it intimately and divinely. Experience everything there is there, and then let it go. Don't hold back from anything. Allow everything to move you. Allow everything to inspire you. Allow everything to awaken you into a realization of truth. And then give me a call and tell me how great it was, and is, and will continue to be. And if there's a part of me that's yet to be inspired, share your inspiration so I can know the divine me. Be the inspiration that we need you to be. Be the freedom that we need to see in another so that we can embrace our own. Be the light and the love and the truth that you've always wished you could be. By letting go of the you that couldn't. It was just a story, it was just a metaphor, it was just a role that you were playing that was created for you by others, and now you're choosing to embody the temple of your body with the consciousness of universal awareness, universal truth, universal love, universal understanding, and universal beingness in a singular embodied expression of everything that we all wish that we could be for ourselves and for each other. Just let it keep happening. Continue to feel, continue to open. Your reaction to every barrier, to every density, to every suppression and limitation is to open and open more and flow and expand until it ceases to be relevant and then ceases to exist entirely. The truth that sets you free is the eternal you within the temporal experience of a human life. Your identification as life here, and that identity experiencing the universal nature of the Creator of us all. That consciousness that holds this reality, that holds the possibility of this universe, that gives place for its expression. That's the consciousness that frees you and becomes you, and you become it, and it is realized to have always been exactly what the truth of you is and was and will be. The light of eternity is you. Why not? Why not for each of us? Why not for all of us? How great is this life going to be when we're all, each and every one of us, are free and freely express ourselves and celebrate each other. Appreciate the divinity of everyone and all of us. Freely creating, freely moving, freely expressing, and freely supporting all life and all consciousness, every one of us. That's the truth of heaven on earth. And that's the truth of an enlightened world, a universal wholeness within each one of us. That's the end of the road. That was our beginning, and that's our end. And the middle is done. We're here. We're now. open and realize the truth. Be free. It's a lot to ask for. But if you ask for anything less than that and get it, will it be the full truth of yourself? Unless you ask for it all, you'll never know what the whole truth is. So ask, and then open to receive, open to know, open to experience, open to understanding, open to your self-realization, open to the universal experience of yourself. And then continue to open until life is just a magnificent journey, a beautiful divine experience for yourself, and a blessing to the rest of us. That's what's always been available to us and always will be. But it needs to be chosen and opened into and experienced in order for us to realize that truth here. So do it. Be it. Have it. Own it. It's you. It's yours. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need a hierarchy to deliver it to you. And you don't need to suppress that for the seeming benefit of anybody else. Okay, so we're done with that. Is there anything else?
Nope.
It shouldn't take that long to transform your experience of self. So give it some time and experiment with it. Test it. Let it happen. Try it out. Ask, open, receive, experience, ask again, open again. Keep surrendering, keep receiving, and be true to yourself.